Alright, so Lily in basic gear at level 25. So this is just gear from the tech tree. It's the makeshift handgun, the metal armor, metal helm, and the first grappling gun and the first shield. So you probably want to have a better shield and a better grappling gun. I just kind of forgot to craft them before heading over here. Then you have probably a glider that you want to be using. I also forgot to bring a glider because I switched from the celery I was using to the vanworms. So I did want to do this at level 24, which is when you unlock the ore site. But just leveling the vanworms up, I gained a little bit of experience myself, and then traveling over to Lily also gives experience nowadays. So I am level 25, but it should be fine. So for Lily in general, she has a couple of water skills against your fire pals. I'm using 2 vanworms, so I can switch between them when I want one to regen a little bit of health. If it gets low or if it gets poisoned, you just switch to the other vanworm. So she has the bubble attack and the aqua burst to counter your fire pals, and you want to withdraw your fire pals when she's targeting them with that. As for yourself, you can see there the spine vine is pretty tricky to dodge. The bubbles you kind of sprint to the side and then forward. You can shoot them, but at this point in the game you probably don't have the fire rate to hit all of them. It's easier to just sprint to the side. So most of her skills you can just sprint away. If she does run towards you like that, it's usually poison fog. So you can grapple or just run away from it. That multi-cutter thing, you also just dodge to the side. Circle vine again. Try to dodge. Don't do it too late. It can be a little bit tricky to get the timing, so don't worry. Just do a little bit of practice and you'll be fine. For the fight, like the strategy in general will be to just move around a lot. Try to shoot when you get a clear shot. She has a pretty big head. You can get some headshot damage. If she does target your pal, you're free to just fire away. If she's looking at you, you probably want to be running sideways, just in case. Here's the aqua burst, you run to one side and then change direction as soon as she releases it. Spine vine, it can be tricky. I do get hit by it in this fight just by dodging a little bit too late. And also because I forgot to bring a glider. So one way to dodge it a little bit easier is to just grapple, and then before you hit the ground you press the jump button. So you deploy your glider instead and you just glide away from it if you're not comfortable dodging very late. But it can also be a little bit tricky to switch to the grapple. So here I thought she was gonna poison fog, and you can see I dodge, I just make a mistake there. And then you get rooted, so her grass attacks will root you. When you are rooted you're slowed, you can't dodge, but you can still grapple. You can always, it's always safe to have a grapple or two with you to dodge when you do get rooted. And try not to use it too early either. Like if you do dodge with the grapple a bit too early, you probably get hit anyway. So here I'm at like half health. I don't have shields, so what I want to do here is just run around and let my vanworm tank any attacks instead. But it takes like 30 or 40 seconds, I believe, for the shield to start regenning. So when you send out a new pal, she tends to focus that pal, but sometimes she will focus you anyway. I think I get hit again a couple of times this fight, but you can see I just run around until the shields are up, and then I re-engage again, just to be safe. Like if you keep one eye on the timer in the fight, you'll see that it's not like you're not fighting the timer, you're just fighting to stay alive. So don't really worry about like taking the time to let your shields regen, just play it safe. If you don't like mind dying, I guess, you can just go ham. But if you do mind dying, you can just take your time. It's not too much of a DPS test. As mentioned, this is just the most basic gear. If you go to like the sanctuary or do some dungeon runs, you can get some better weapons or some better skill fruits or whatever. So these are just basic vanworms as well, no skill fruits, nothing buffed, no good passives. They're the first 2 vanworms I caught in this playthrough. And you probably want them to get to level 25 or 26, not sure which level it is. They learn their exclusive skills. I went in 1 or 2 levels too early for the vanworms to have their like good exclusive skill. I just didn't know about it. I missed that they got this in Feybreak. So I haven't really done it. This is my first fresh playthrough in Feybreak. So one thing you can do is just wait until they have their exclusive skill before doing this boss. It's probably a lot better than the Spirit Flame thing, that one. it's very low damage. You can see Ignis Blast doing like 250 damage, and then that Spirit Flame is doing like 100. It's not a very good skill. The breath and the exclusive skill are better, and even Ignis Blast is better. So overall, the fight can be a little bit tricky in the beginning until you get used to dodging, especially the Spine Vine. In the bubbles like this, just goes forward and sideways. You'll be fine. Uses the poison attack, switch Vanworm to the one with more health. Withdraw dodge this Aqua Burst thing as well. And then probably wait until you have Vanworms with exclusive skill. Just using Fox Sparks is fine as well. I do have 3 Fox Sparks in the party with me, but I just didn't end up using them. Vanworm has a very high attack stat, especially at this stage of the game. I guess you could also bring like Bushi. I caught these Vanworms just outside the Bushi Alpha boss. If you're comfortable fighting the Bushi Alpha and catching that, it's also a great pal for this fight. It can be a little bit squishy, but I mean most pals that are fire will be squishy to the Aqua Burst and stuff. Here you can see I'm getting quite low. I just messed up dodging the Spine Vine again. So I'm just gonna be looking at the timer, seeing that it's safe to just run around for 40 seconds. Let Vanworm do its thing while you get your shields, just to be playing it safe. Most of her skills, like if you are far enough away, they are easier to dodge. Just plenty of time to dodge. I see my shields are going back up, then I'm gonna start fighting again. Vanworm also seems to have like this flying hitbox, where some of her skills like the Seed Mine and the Spine Vine sometimes just don't hit Vanworm, which is also a benefit for using that pal. But there's a lot of stuff you can do to make this fight a little bit easier on yourself. This is the absolute most basic setup. It's the first grapple, it's the first shield, a basic metal armor, and a basic handgun. And I forgot my glider, since I've been using Celery. So this should be like the absolute minimum stuff that you bring to this fight. You probably don't want to bring like the bow or the crossbow or something like that. The ammo itself, I bought it. You can just go and mine a couple of lonely sulfur nodes and craft it instead. I bought it from a merchant. It looks like around 150 crude ammo will be enough if you want to go that route, or if you want to know how much ammo to bring. I think I used around 150 ammo. And if you're using a better gun, it will also do a lot better. And you can see there, or maybe you saw, that Vanworm learned its exclusive skill when I won the fight. But it's something to keep in mind, that try to bring Vanworms that have their exclusive skills, and try to bring a glider, and also try to upgrade your shields and stuff. This was a very basic setup. It's a cold climate area, so I got a cold climate shirt from a supply drop. You probably won't have a cold climate shirt at this level. Then you will have to bring either cold resistant armor or an undershirt, or what I recommend you do is you spend your first dog coins on a multi-climate shirt at the dog coin merchant or the middle merchant. So you can see here, I recommend using Ignis Blast over Spirit Flame or Spirit Arrow. I think it's called Spirit Flame. Yeah, Ignis Blast, the exclusive skill, and then Flame Breath or Fire Breath or whichever it's called. But for now, thanks for watching.